Dropped calls must be one of the most frustrating experiences we can have. One moment we are chatting away, and the next moment the connection is lost, and we have to try to reconnect again. This tends to happen more often while we are driving. The reason for that is that our smartphones have a built-in function that tries to connect to the nearest tower with the strongest signal to ensure a good connection. Sometimes no connection is possible because we find ourselves in what is known as a dead zone. In those zones, mobile phone services are not available because the signal between the handset and the mobile site antennas is blocked or severely reduced. In life, there are two main towers that we get our signals from. And unlike the cell phone towers that are externally positioned, these two are both located inside us, namely our ego mind and our heart. From the moment we wake up in the morning, we pick up the signal from the tower that is sending out the strongest signal. For most of us, that happens to be the mind. Much like what happens when we switch on our cell phones after they have been switched off for a while, when we wake up, messages from the mind start coming in fast, and every message triggers a certain emotion. The sad truth is that it seems this ego mind tower is programmed to prioritize negative thoughts, and since thoughts create emotions, before we know it, we are feeling anxious, tense, fearful, or even depressed. All this happens within minutes as we wake up. And in that rather negative state of mind, we then tackle the day ahead of us. To make matters worse, many of us have established a bad habit upon waking up, and that is to immediately check our phone messages or our emails, or to catch up on the latest news. This tends to switch our already active mind into overdrive. These days, we need to be very conscious of which towers we are tuned into and get the strongest signals from. The ego mind tends to go for the worst case scenario, which creates a lot of anxiety and uncertainty. Thankfully, there is another tower or reference point we can tune into: the heart. The heart is like a lighthouse that is solid and reassuring and that never stops emitting its love signal. But since the mind tends to get the better of us, we hardly pick up on this signal. How many of us consciously take a few minutes to connect with our hearts when we wake up? If we want to get through the storm we are facing at the moment, we need to shift our internal reference point from the limitations and fear-based signals of the ego mind to the main tower of the heart. The heart is the seat of the soul, and when we can get our guidance from there, we will hear the reassuring whispering of the soul telling us that we are always safe and being taken care of. Living from the heart is like entering a lighthouse that is built on a solid rock. Relying on the tower of the ego mind to guide us is like being on a stormy sea in a rickety boat. It is in the calm, protective harbor of the heart that we can build a boat that can withstand the fiercest storm. Tune into this tower. Do it first thing when you wake up in the morning. Consciously make this your new point of reference. A simple way to do that is to put your hand on your heart upon awakening and just say, "Thank you." Think about a few things in your life that you are really grateful for, because gratitude is what will align you with that tower, and with that strong connection established, you are ready to face your day. As long as you stay in your heart, you have nothing to fear. Nothing. As Gary Zukav says, when you choose to align yourself with your soul instead of your ego, you create a reality that reflects your soul rather than your ego. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, may life find you awake, aware, and alive.